Are my lashes intact?
I'm going to PR my 70.3 time.
James and I get matching, which makes me sick. But it's supposed to match tri-fit, sort of.
Just getting the content. Content is king, as they say. It's actually really nice down here. I think we'll 8:40. We'll be well done and dusted now, and the wind's starting just to pick up now. So if this is similar to tomorrow, we should actually have a glassy swim, and then maybe just a little light breeze for the start of the bike. Fingers crossed it's even less.
Play the Baywatch theme. Roll the slow-mo. Get off me.
Child.
Don't copy me. Get your own poses. I'm working 10 years on these poses.
This morning we are in Geelong. We're here for the Geelong 70.3 IRONMAN. A girl called Paige kidnapped me and brought me back here, and now I'm stuck doing an Ironman.
It's my first one. I have no idea what I'm doing. But we're actually on the course. This is the swim. I don't know if you can see the boys in the background here, but this is where it's all happening tomorrow.
Body's actually feeling really good. I have no injuries. I'm feeling reasonably fit, reasonably good on all of the disciplines. I'm really just here for a good time. Like, I really just want to get around the course in a half decent time, have fun with it, enjoy the moment, soak it up. And to be honest, I think I'm saying this now, but I've got a feeling as soon as I get out the gate and get into the water, I'm going to kind of be in race mode. So
it starts off with a 1.9 kilometre swim, and then a 90 kilometre bike ride, and then a half marathon, 21.1 kilometres on the legs.
There's a trade-off for everything, so if you want to push speed, you've got to sacrifice sometimes storage.
Yeah, totally.
You know, sometimes with comfort, different stitching.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if you do the different stitching, then what that means is you can't have certain colours.
Yep.
Because the stitching's shown.
Yeah, okay. And I think I've got two of the same socks on side.
Oh, yeah. I know. Every time I see the photo, I'm like it doesn't matter.
I've got both on the same side.
Yeah, that's right. Then I'll show you how you wear it. You're supposed to.
You a bit nervous for the shoot, or?
I'm nervous about having to do that tomorrow.
That is gold.
2 hands, bro. That's not good enough.
Yeah, I know. Preparation for this one has actually been just super enjoyable.
Yeah.
Well, he just trains with me, so he runs at my pace. He swims at my, like, he swims back and forth to me.
I love it.
Because he's lazy. He reckons it's his tactic, but it's because he's lazy.
So leading into Geelong, I pretty much tacked on the back end of all of Paige's training. I jumped in, did her swims for the last 3 weeks. I've done all of her runs and I've done all of her bikes, basically at her pace, which has been great for me because I don't think, for me in particular, I don't think that I need to be busting out super hard, high intensity workouts, getting ready for long distance stuff. I usually get my fix of intensity through CrossFit sessions or like criterium racing or other areas. So when I go and do a swim bike run, keeping it at moderate to low intensity is usually pretty good for me. It's just accumulating time in the saddle, getting time on the legs so they can handle the impact for the run back end, and just making sure I'm getting in the water regularly once a week at least. So yeah, all of my training has been kind of based around what Paige is doing, and I've actually been really enjoying that.
That was an extensive rationalisation of you being too lazy to train at high intensities.
Yeah.
I'm new here. I'm very new here. So prior to COVID, I was powerlifting full-time. I owned a powerlifting gym, which I only recently sold. I was competing overseas. Powerlifting was my jam. I'd never done any cardio before at all. And then during COVID, I had a disc removed in my back, and my doctor wanted me to swim. And I said, I don't really know how to swim. I'm not going to do that. And then I said, oh, look, I've got a bike at home. I could take that for a burn. When am I well enough to do that? And he said, yeah, soon. And then you could run after that, and then you can lift weights later. And I thought, if I sign up for a triathlon, that's the only way that I'm going to, if I give myself a deadline, that's the only way that I'm going to actually do these 3 things. So I signed up for an Olympic distance triathlon and I started swimming.
I'm really keen to be like super consistent, or try. Yeah. It's always good in theory, but try and be consistent and then vary myself later on.
You don't drink coffee.
No, mate. Don't need it.
How do you wake up in the mornings?
Have trenbolone. I don't know, I wake up with so much energy every morning. I wake up literally like singing, like running around the house. I love it. I drink about 7 Maccas Coke no sugars a day.
She loves a Coke no sugar. It's actually ridiculous how much she loves Coke no sugar. Every time we go past one, I just don't even ask anymore, I just pull in.
G'day, can I please have a large Coke no sugar and a small double shot latte with almond milk?
I would not get this many coffees if we weren't going through the drive-through. But then again, I'm also not refusing, so...
If I'm going down, you're going down with me.
I've done 170.3 in a competition, and I've done another as a training run. So this will be my technically my third 70.3 and 1 full distance Ironman.
I think the bike's maybe the easiest part in terms of I'll feel fresh-ish off the swim, I think, and I think anyone can ride a bike 90 kilometres, but the run's the part that I enjoy. The run's the part where I think the thinking happens, and yeah, in training, definitely the running's the part that I enjoy the most.
I think I can get around the course faster than I did last time, yeah. I definitely think I can get around, just with a little bit of extra experience since that one. I haven't probably done as much training as what I did for Ironman Bustleton, but I've definitely done more training than I did for my first 70.3, so yeah, I think I can get around faster. And
everyone asked me when I was doing the Olympic distance, are you going to do a 70.3 after this? And I was like, no, I'm going to sell my bike after this and I'm never cycling again. And then I don't know how I ended up here. I think like once I had a little bit of fitness, I'm just like greedy and I just wanted a little bit more and a little bit more, and might as well tick it off, hey?
What are we eating the day before? Try.
Whatever we want, really. Eggs on toast. I don't like breakfast food, so I'll get it down.
What don't you like?
Breakfast food.
So Paige will only ever eat savoury. She doesn't like sweet, she doesn't like breakfast, she doesn't like oats or anything like that. She doesn't, no breakfast food, only savoury all the time. Like, so she'll get up and she'll cook a dinner for breakfast, which is I'm all about. Like, everybody knows that I'm all for making a vermicelli bowl and then putting raspberries and strawberries and blueberries in it, but this girl?
Pasta, beans and rice, that's breakfast, man. That's breakfast food. He's above tap water.
But I don't like tap water. Does taste weird.
Your ancestors like literally went to war and you won't drink tap water. Princess.
We've spoken about this before, and if I've got...
I'm not done fighting.
You want to fight about it?
Yeah, I do. Let's fucking go.
If I have the option to drink spring water and it's no extra effort, why wouldn't I? Simple.
But you choose not to drink frequently because you don't have access to bottled water.
Paige is all about the barbed wire, so yeah, we got barbed wire. And also we got it done in the Tri-Fit kit colours, so bit of bling for the weekend. Easy to do.
Yeah, it's so hard to say because everybody asked me about the changes in my body going from powerlifting to triathlon, but I didn't jump from one to the other. I had like a good year and a bit of not much training. I was swimming, biking and running once a week each probably, but I haven't lifted weights at all. So of course I'm going to have some atrophy. I spent the last 8 to 10, probably 10 weeks in a calorie deficit and have lost 6 kilos, partly for aesthetics, but mostly to carry less weight around on the triathlon course really. So I've had a lot of aesthetic changes to my body, which I'm actually really happy with. I actually really like my smaller frame now. In terms of health, I think that for some reason, triathlon has inspired me to eat better. And I've never been this healthy in my whole life. Even if it was just the training aspect, I feel way healthier than ever, but my diet is 90% cleaner than it's ever been in my adult life now.
I think I'm probably going to have the most fun probably once I finished T2. So once I come off that bike and I get stuck into the run, knowing that I've got one leg left and it's only 21 Ks, and I've heard the crowd in Geelong is pretty good. So coming out of those gates and then getting onto the run and then having some people like yell out your name to get going, then that's probably where I'll be having the most fun. So probably the start of the run and the end of the run. If I'm still at a heart rate that is manageable by the end, which I doubt I will be. I'm just going to quickly, it's probably not the thing you want to do right before you get stuck into a race, but I'm going to adjust my seat height. But I've only had the bike 2 weeks, so I've only maybe done 10 hours of riding on this bike so far, and I feel like my seat could go up a little bit higher. Also felt like my knee was coming quite close to my elbows. So I'm just going to slightly adjust the seat, jump on, see what it looks like in the mirror on the side, and hopefully just get just a bit of a better position before we get stuck into the race tomorrow morning. I'm just trying to see how much knee bend I've got at the bottom of my extension light, so right at the bottom of the crank. Just making sure I'm not too flexed. Like I don't want to be too flexed, but I don't want to be super extended either. I think I'm about right, but I think my seat might need some adjusting forward or back. Kind of feel like where this sits at the moment is kind of good, but I feel like I don't know, I feel like I'm reaching for my pedals if I go up any higher, but I feel like I want to be up a little higher, like maybe more like there. But if I do that, then I'll be reaching for the bottom position, which probably means this bike is a little big for me. I should be on a medium, and this is a large, to be honest.
You right there, Paige?
Yeah, I'm fine, mate. Just got rid of COVID a few weeks ago, but
She's actually making a compilation of her sneezes. Maybe I will drop them. Okay, now I'm going to put my seat up a touch, and I might drop these bars down.
look at his skinny little ankles. Looks like they're gonna snap.
So, it's not a funny story or anything. It's just I was at a little athletics competition, and I had an Olympic sprinter telling me that I should hold my hands like this because it relaxes the forearms. Okay. And I always get really jacked in my forearms and biceps when I run. I don't know, typical CrossFitter, I guess. But yeah, he was like, hold them like this and it relaxes everything. So now it's just been a habit and I can't drop it. Maybe you should try it.
I think I'm not an anxious person, but I think swimming was the hardest adjustment to make. I think you can get away with riding a bike inefficiently and you can get away with running maybe inefficiently, but you can't get away with swimming inefficiently. So I think, yeah, I'm slow in the water. But look, my attitude going into the swim is going to be that I'm just going to chip away at the distance, and it's going to be hard and it's going to feel like it goes forever, but I'm going to get it done.
Yep. Oh mate, last minute supplies. I'm actually going to get a helmet. My helmet didn't arrive in time, so I'm going to get a helmet. I do have one, but I want an aero helmet. I want to make all of that extra 0.4 of a kilometre per hour.
Okay, bro. That'll do you.
This is exactly what I need. I probably will fall over. I fall over every comp I go to, so I probably will need something like this, to be honest. I think I'm going to struggle with the dreads. Oh, maybe actually. I feel fast. So prior to dabbling in Ironman, I've been a CrossFitter for probably about, I'd say 10 or 11 years, competitively at national, international level. I best ever place at the World Games is 5th in 2019. I've also won Australia's Fittest Man a few times, and that's basically through a big mix of testing through strength, power, speed.
4 times, it's 4 times.
Yeah, it's a few times.
We're going to go check the bikes in. They sit on the racks overnight. Collect race kit, which has got our bib number. It's got stickers for the bike and helmet, bags to store our stuff in, tattoos. This is the first time my powerlifting's come in handy in triathlon. It wasn't 4.5 years for nothing. How's your ride down? Nice? Beautiful. Yeah, I thought you'd love it.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I'm all in. Brody on the line, I'm tapping in. God out here pulling the strings for me. A girl on the line, she feeling me. Preoccupied by the motivation. Put in the time, pay the entry fee.
Never had the urge to get like an Ironman tattoo?
Nah. No. I said I can't wait to see your reaction at the end of this when you're coming across the finish line, and you'll probably be just like, you'll be so stoked that you're done and you just can stop. But then knowing that at the end of the year, if she decides she wants to do the full Ironman, she's gonna do it all again at that end finish line.
I'm doing the full, mate.
You think to yourself, how the hell am I gonna get around that again?
We're on the rise, yeah, he kinda nice. Inside of my mind, no one's real as me. Lately, life has been gorgeous. Wake up to clear, my eyes hit record. Praise up to God, I ain't chasing no bitch. Swinging and miss, got me hitting these licks. I get the orders, don't get it distorted. Disconnected, I've been cordless, I've been cordial.
So in the heat, it all expands, and then if you leave them out here in the heat and it's really like you've got it at 100, 110 psi, whatever your tires are taking, they can pop. You get here in the morning and you don't have a tire, and you pop it, you're probably not fixing it before the race starts. You let them down a bit so they've got a bit of room to move, not too much, but just a bit, and then you pump it back up in the morning.
I've been exploring, I got a whole lot, but somehow I want more of it. Yeah, I want to tour and put on for the soil. Hey, bruh, remember they used.
Very funny. Next time we do one, it's going to be my last name on his chip.
G'day, can I please get a large Coke, no sugar?
I'm like really excited and not nervous at all. Like, it's just a party. I'm just going to go out there and party. It's just going to be a painful party.
I'm expected to do well at CrossFit comps. I'm not expected to do well here, so it's very, very, very different. I think when you put expectations on yourself for something that you should technically be good at, it's a little different. Like, there's almost more pressure, whereas for this it's like I'm just going out there for a good time, and I just hope I beat my last 70.3 time. If I can do that, I'll be okay. Put it this way, I'll be moderately happy if I beat the time. If I beat the time by more than 30 minutes, I'll be stoked, and I'll probably be a little bit annoyed if I come slower.
I haven't even done the math on like what my average pace is and how long it'll take me. Like the other day we were chatting and I was like, oh yeah, I'll be on the bike for 5 hours, and James was like, I don't think you'll leave me on there for 4. I was like, I haven't done the math. Like, it just doesn't matter to me really. The only thing that that would leave me slightly disappointed is when I did my first Olympic triathlon, I tried to pace myself on the bike and I paced myself too much, and then I got on the run and I was like, got to the end of the run and I was like, damn it, I could have done this whole thing faster. But I would also rather that than burn out. So, and it's my first one. When I have clients doing powerlifting comps, I tell them like, lift 95% of what you think you can lift, and then you're going to PR, like you're guaranteed to have a good day, you're going to hit all your lifts, and then the next comp that you do, you can smash your first competition numbers. So that's what I'm here to do today. I'm here to set a benchmark for myself and yeah, get it done, tick it off, bucket list it.
I've always been really interested in pretty much any sport I could get my hands on. I love getting in the water. I grew up on the beach as a kid. I've always loved to run. I love getting out on my bike. I love mountain biking. I love doing all that type of stuff as well. So getting around other sports has always been something that's always been intriguing to me, and testing myself in something that is, pinned to be one of the hardest things you can possibly do, like full distance Ironman, has always been intriguing. So I've always wanted to give it a go. And so bringing the two together has been a really fun task, which is why I created Functional Ironman. And that's basically letting people know that if you want to be strong and also be extremely endurant, you can do both. It's just that you have to find the right balance for you. And all you have to do is train them both. Train them both and have a good time, so you can still maintain your strength, you can still get an outlet in lifting weights in the gym, and you can still also get out in the course and pull half decent times and get around long distance and half Ironman distance courses. I think it's I'm just intrigued by whatever, tests me physically and mentally. So getting out here and doing this stuff seems like the perfect place to give me a good test in both of those realms. I love having my shoes loose. I don't do them up.
Damn. Good for you. I like my shoes, I can like my women. Old and worn out. I don't know what you guys are thinking. Oh, daddy with the pink.
Cap. Peel, stick, saturate and slide.
That sounds like a fucking great night.
Interesting. I have some electrolyte tabs which I'll take with me. I'm going to fill up my reservoir inside my bike. So I'm going to fill that up like with a really very salty solution. So I'll probably chuck 5 or 6 of those in there. And then I'll take sips as I go, and then sip from more just like water bottles after that, just so I can keep that on board. Then I also have these energy bars as well. They're basically just dates. I love just trying to eat as much whole food as possible that is just sugary whole food, like either a banana type of bar or a date bar. Like I'll really like these ones because they sit really well on my stomach. As soon as I get out of the water and I get on the bike, I'll probably look to get maybe like 50 grams of carbs in, so maybe 2 joules worth. Get some water and electrolytes in, and I'll probably try and eat something maybe every 20 to 25 minutes, have a gel of some description or a bar. I'm just going to try and eat as much as I can stomach, and if I feel off or bloated or anything like that, I know it'll pass. So I'm going to try and get as much as I can on the bike ride, but I'm going to try and push the bike a bit. So that's pretty much what I do. Keep it really simple. Not a lot of protein, mainly just carbs the whole way.
Nice.
And salts, water, salts, carbs. She's cooking a mushroom and chicken risotto to take with her on the ride, or a Subway sandwich of some description that is savoury, salty.
I'm gonna have McChicken with Big Mac sauce instead of McChicken sauce.
Well, there you go.
This stuff, which is for dying people, it's just like carbs for underweight people. I can't even give a straight face, I call myself underweight. But I put it all in one drink bottle. And then I'm going to put marks on this, and I'm going to mark by what point in the race I should have had whatever quantity of this. This is my breakfast defrosting ravioli. It's just like calorie dense, goes down well, sits well in the stomach. It's not going to be wishy-washy. Probably skip a smoothie in the morning, which I would normally have a smoothie in the morning, but I won't tomorrow.
Too jacked, man, for this.
Sorry. Blowing it over now.
You're gonna rip this in half, girl. Don't tense when you got this on.
Look at that. Ooh. See that? You don't see that where you come from, James? Damn.
Yeah, it's pretty rare. Hounds.
Thank you. Oh, yeah.
Oh, you want it down here, do you?
It doesn't go on the back, doesn't it?
No, it goes on the side.
Alright.
It's way better on the side.
I don't know.
What are these?
I think they're quite nice, but they're getting a bit thin. They were cheap. It's time for a new.
Thin, I can see through them.
Well, they were open toe, James. That's not wear and tear.
Oh, that's not supposed to be.
That's part of the design.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Didn't realise. Don't you dare put that over the top. Leave it until it dries.
It looks so young.
I'm struggling to get it down.
What are we talking?
It's just beef ravioli, and I enjoy it. It's hard for me to eat in the mornings. I have to force myself to eat in the mornings. I really want to get this whole bowl down. I'll eat it cold in the car.
I had a fair bit of oats. I had 3 packets of oats.
Did you? Alright.
But it's easy to get down because it's not savoury.
Fuck off. Yours will go around 4 times with your skinny ankles.
It's too early.
Tap or spring?
Bottom of the barrel here, got tap water.
Fucking juice of the peasants. That's what that is. Every time I take a sip of this from the back of my thing, it's like sticky because it's all carbs. So I get water out of my hydro blend and I go, and I wash my hand every single time. I'm not touching those handlebars with sticky fingers.
I'm usually riding like slightly behind her, so yeah, I know all about it. Got my chip on. Everything's charged. Man, I think I've got everything ticked off the list. But number one, I'm busting to go to the toilet. She's actually really fired up. I think she's good to go. She's not nervous. I think she's just excited to get it started. It's been a while in the works for her, so to be honest, I'm more pumped to watch her cross the finish line than I am to get this race done. But I'm gonna have a good time anyway. But I think she's really ready, and you know that's what we're here for. So I think she's gonna probably surprise herself with how consistent and well she does. So we'll see at the end.
Myself to the page, I don't do it for the praise, love. That's just how I'm made.
Truth in the glass in the mirror.
Yeah.
Do it at me, old man, trying to pass in the fear. You're the first one to talk, but the last one to hear. Eyes blurry, but I couldn't see the.
Oh, Laura, my legs. Far out.
Good job, man.
Thanks. Yeah, that was fun. Yeah, I had a blast. I didn't think it was going to be that bad on the run. Like I was really looking forward to the run, and it was really tough.
Did you stop?
I walked the 8 stations. Yeah, but I didn't stop. I said to myself, just bust it out till you get to the 8 station, and then give yourself 15 meters of walking in the 8 station, and then continue. But I really needed it. If I didn't walk the 8 stations, I would.
Hot too.
Yeah, I wouldn't have done that well.
Ah, good.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun. Paige is crushing it.
Paige is crushing it.
I'm so proud of her. She's killing it. She came past me and she yells out, "You look so good." I'm just like, I'm so proud of you. She looks like she's having a blast, which is exactly what we want.
Go Paige!
Let's go, Paige!
That's
what you're doing.
You're crushing it. You're crushing it. Get it.
That's been my day all day. 3 seconds.
Yep.
Well done, mate.
Stoked. Get this on film. That's my period everywhere.
Oh, no. How you feel, baby? All right?
Oh,
You looked happy
amazing.
enough crossing that line.
I was really crying. I stopped myself from crying at the end.
Oh, really?
You know when you cry, feel like physically weak?
Yeah.
I was like, not yet.
Oh, I might. Got to cross the line. Got to cross the line. Good.
Oh, my knees.
So proud of you, baby. You did well. Are you wrapped?
I'm stoked. Absolutely, like, far exceeded my own expectations. 6 hours, 20 minutes. I wanted sub 7. And I thought that was a push.
Busso full next.
Yeah. Right now it doesn't feel like I can do that, but it's a long way away. I couldn't have done this 6 months ago, so maybe I can do Busso in 6 months' time. You know, I got friends who are just getting into triathlon, and they're a lot fitter than me, just because they're like dudes that are tall and fit and whatever. Way fitter than me, and they're like, yeah, I'll do it. Maybe I'll do a sprint try, and then we'll talk about an Olympic distance, whatever. I'm like, why don't you sign up for something you can't do? And then it'll be like so much more of a thrill at the end, you know?
Yeah.
If I can get up on that like 2 months out, not knowing if I can do the race that I'm already signed up for.
Totally.
What was your favourite? Where'd you have fun?
I had fun in the swim.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, I had fun in the
You're
swim.
loving it.
And then
Were you quick?
Yeah, that was fast as one.
Really, hun?
139, 100s.
Did you keep your arms on?
Nah, I took them off.
Did ya?
After I saw yours, I was like, I took them off.
Yeah.
And then my lower back was lit for about 45 minutes of the bike ride, and I was like, oh, I made a huge mistake taking out all those spaces. And then it just loosened up and it felt great. Coming down Leopold Hill, I just punched.
Did you?
It was so much fun. Go just hooking down there as fast as possible, which is like cranked. Like 65 k's an hour.
Shit, man.
It's good. And then the run was, from start to finish, was Cramp City.
Oh, hun.
But it was 5-minute Ks.
Shit. That's good.
Yeah, it was like just quad, like not a full cramp, but it was like every time you took a step, your whole leg would just feel like it is going to cramp.
Yeah.
And then, so it's very quaddy. And then maybe like half a dozen times I was dodging snipers in my hamstrings.
Really?
Yeah, I was just like, I'd go, oh, and then I'd have to like tin man straight legged for like 20-30 meters and then keep going. Every now and again, calf would, if I tried to push the pace at all, like even notch it by maybe 20 seconds per K faster, I would get something would start to cramp, so I had to just keep it where it was, wherever I wanted to be.
Yeah.
Other than that, the run was tough, man. Like I had to really like to keep going at that pace.
Yeah.
How about you? You were most worried about the swim, yeah?
Oh, I was like, I thought there'd be times where I'd have to stop, wade, and like take 5. No, fucking loved it. I did the opposite. I was like, you know what, you could go quicker than this, and I just do like a little pickup, not just long enough to get my heart rate up and bring it back down again.
Great.
And just do little pickups, and yeah, I just did not stop the whole way. Touched a fucking jellyfish, which is like my ultimate fear.
Yeah, I touched a few. One went across my forehead and then on my nose.
Oh, don't.
And I was like, it bumped into me and I was like, oh, is that a bit of seaweed? And then I felt some string come across here.
Oh, don't.
And then I was like, oh, that stings. Oh, these are the jellyfish Paige was talking about.
Yeah,
I was like, fuck.
hate 'em.
And then it was like stinging for probably like the next 5 minutes and then it went away.
Rather be bitten by a shark. Honestly.
Okay. Gummy shark.
But good we practiced swimming on top of each other. I was just jumping from feet to feet.
Great.
I was just all over
Getting
everyone.
sucked.
Yep. I was very lucky because I was in the last group and I was back of the last group. No one was swimming on me.
Great.
I was catching people, but no one was swimming on me.
Perfect.
So it was just chill, man.
Just taking names.
How warm was it? I was fucking making a list. I may have been quicker than I was on my last sprint try in that, like my average pace.
Let me have a look. You did very well. When you came around smiling, I was like, she's got this in the bag.
I feel silly saying I'm proud of you because this shit's so easy for you. But I am.
It was not easy for me, trust me. It was.
She's taking a while to load, babe.
I was in the cave. I was in the cave for a long time. Your swim took 43 minutes, you idiot.
It's fucking quick, man.
Your bike took 3 hours and 20 minutes. Details. Your average speed was 26.4. That's
yeah.
great.
Yeah.
Max speed 56 down Leopold Hill.
Maybe.
Run 207.
Oh, that's very close to my first and only half marathon without all this shit before it.
Average pace 6:05. Perfect.
I wanted it under 6, but that was based on absolutely no data, and I forgot that I walk at the aid stations to drink.
You can do it again?
No. No. Yeah, I'll do a full. I don't know if I'll ever do a 70.3 again, but I'll do a full. And that fucking time and chip Chafe
on
City,
the back.
man.
On the
Cut
back.
me up. That's going to scab. Did you think about me?
The whole time.
Good. Did you think about other girls?
Not at all.
We'll find out.
Probably the biggest thing that I would have to introduce if I wanted to do better is like harder bricks. So even not so much even just like biking into run, but like wall balls into run, thrusters into run, hard bike efforts on an erg into run, just because my quads And everyone did say the same. Like, a lot of the guys and girls that I spoke to said that their quads were lit after the bike ride, getting onto the run. But literally from start to finish, that whole 21 Ks, my quads were just in the hurt locker.
Did you improve from your last 70.3?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, half an hour.
Really?
Yeah, 4:57.
That's a lot, man.
4:57. A swim was like 31 minutes. My bike was 2 hours 31 minutes, somewhere there. And then my run was hour and 47 to 45, somewhere there. I'm happy with it. I said I'd be stoked if I went under 5 hours, so I'm stoked.
The whole time that I'm running through people, I'm acting like I'm not hurting.
Oh, it's given. Yeah.
Sports aren't about doing well. They're about looking like you're doing well to other people. I think a guy said stop calling my dad.
That's so
He yelled
good.
out at me, stop calling, or leave my dad alone or something.
It's great.
And it was like sick vibes. I was like yelling out back at everyone and stuff. I was mad and
Good day out. Good to get it done. Good to get around.
gagging for a shower.
Yeah. Very sticky. Very salty.
You are, mate.
I think this race prep has really taught me that there's time for everything if you make time for it. It seems completely unreasonable to me to train 12 times a week, but if you can smash those 2 sessions out earlier, it just means going to bed an hour and a half earlier and getting up an hour and a half earlier. And I think if you really want to make it happen, you can make it happen.
Honestly, I think just a seasoned CrossFitter who's done a bit of everything, has strong legs, is mobile, and has done, has dabbled in swim, bike, run, even just as recreation, have the ability to go out and to punch out an Olympic distance triathlon any day of the week if they really wanted to. Maybe even do a 70.3, but they would be in the hurt locker. But if they were to dedicate just a little bit of time, even say 1 or 2 sessions a week across each of the disciplines, they would probably get around after spending 12 to 16 weeks of training. They'd probably get around and have a really good time doing so. It's just a really good way to get out and express your fitness in a different environment that gets you out of your comfort zone, and you can do it with a bunch of friends. I think if people look at a long distance triathlon like a half Ironman and think, oh, I can't swim 1.9. Honestly, jump in the pool for 2 to 3 months and you'll change your whole outlook on how well you can't swim. I think everyone in the CrossFit space that's been doing it a fair amount of time have a pretty open mind to testing out new sports, and I think triathlon's a sport that I think CrossFitters could become quite cozy in if they were allowed themselves. Yeah.
A year ago, I swam my first lap. Like, I'm brand new at all of this, and I'd never ran before, and I had a bike, but yeah, I'd only done like 2 or 3 long rides in my whole life. So I think if I can do it, anyone can really.